Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not new, if you're new, you should totally hit that subscribe button. Now, I am back at my home away from home. I haven't been here since before the whole coronavirus shutdown, but I am back here at Click Lewis Chevy Buick in Palmyra, Pennsylvania, and we're taking a look at a car today. And obviously, you've seen the title already. But if I told you about a sport-oriented luxury car, you would think probably BMW, Mercedes, Audi, maybe even Alfa Romeo. But this car that I'm sitting in currently has a 3.3 liter twin turbo V6, 365 horsepower, 376 foot-pounds of torque. It'll go 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. So this is definitely has the specs on paper to compete with the Germans and the Italian sports sedans. But this is a 2020 Genesis G70. This shares a platform with the Kia Stinger GT that has the same engine and platform, but this car is about 6 inches shorter. So apparently this is supposed to be a very sporty car in a class that has some very heavy hitters, BMW, Mercedes, cars that have been around forever. So what we're going to do today is find out if this car can hang with the Germans and the Italians and other Japanese cars. This car is on sale at Click Lewis. It's about $47,000, but it is a year old. There's only 4,000 miles. So just so far, the quality of everything is nice. It's kind of like a rainy day today. That's why I'm kind of starting on the inside. But yeah, this car has the performance chops on paper to compete with the other cars, but we're going to find out if it can hang. So let's take a look at the Genesis G70. Now, first off, just a little bit of history behind the Genesis brand. Now, this is Hyundai's luxury brand, sort of like Toyota has Lexus, Honda has Acura, Nissan has Infiniti. It's just meant to be a more luxury brand. They started with their first car in 2015, and that was the Genesis G70. But they also started with 3 sedans. In a world where everybody loves SUVs, they are coming out with a big SUV called the GV90, which is absolutely gorgeous. The G90 sedan that has been redesigned already has a huge grille, but it really looks like a Mercedes S-Class for 2/3 the price. So they started coming out in 2015 to sort of compete with other luxury brands, but it might have been a mistake to come out with the sedans before the SUVs. It would have been better just to get them established, then come out with the sedans. But this is definitely another option, a cheaper option, we'll say, than the other German cars. I mean, if you're in this realm of performance, you're going to get a BMW M340, an Audi S4, or a Mercedes C60, C43. They have about the same, about 360 horsepower, but those are way more expensive. This car was about $50,000 new, which is considerably cheaper than the Germans. You'll have similar performance, but you got to see if you can shake the stigma of this being a Hyundai. It's essentially Korea's answer to all the Germans. So that's just a little history about the Genesis. But from what I'm seeing so far on the inside, the quality is here. But we're going to go outside and talk about all the features and everything. So here we go. Just to talk about the styling of this car. Now, I'm going to be completely honest because that is what I do in my car reviews. I will always give you my honest opinion. And as far as the styling goes, I think it's kind of bland, okay? I mean, there's not much going on. Okay, these wheels are gorgeous. This car actually has Brembo brakes, that lends to the performance aspect of this car. But other than that, it's just kind of bland. I do like the turn signals in the front there. There's these 3 little dashes right there, and it does have xenon headlights, active cruise control. But that brings me to the grille. I mean, this is a big grille, and Hyundai is alongside many other companies that I just don't like the way that they do the radar cruise control. I think BMW does it the best. They have almost like a circle down the bottom thing. I'll post a picture of an M5, which is just completely. It doesn't look like an afterthought, but it doesn't mess up the flow of the front. I mean, this is okay. This is metal here, but just this box right here, it just looks a little too obvious. I mean, this is the front and nose of the car. You want it to be you know, what people think of when you think of this car, which the Genesis logo is pretty cool, but I just don't really care for the way that they do this. And Audi has done it pretty bad too. They just have these huge like rectangles on the front grille. But yeah, just other than that, it's not a bad looking car, but it's just very bland. I mean, kind of from this angle, this back 3/4 just sort of looks like an Acura TLX, which is not a bad thing. But when you're going up against, you know, the heavy hitters of Germany, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, you really want to, you know, make a statement. And I don't really think this car makes a statement as far as the styling goes. I mean, even when you come around back, yeah, Brembo brakes all around. You've got nice sort of big exhaust tips, but just the design of the taillights is just kind of bland, if I'm honest. I mean, it definitely has the performance chops on paper to compete with the other car, but as far as the looks go, I don't think it's as good looking as any of the other Germans or the Alfa Romeo Giulia. It's just not. I mean, you know, people have different priorities when they buy a car, and for me, you know, styling is one of the most important. And it's not a bad looking car. There's just nothing really out there about it. I think the Kia Stinger GT is a better looking car. That's like this car's exact cousin. Same engine, same platform. That car is a little bit bigger, plus that car has a hatchback, and this car has this typical trunk. But yeah, I love the color. It's called Havana Red. That is definitely an attractive color. You got sort of like a cream color interior. But yeah, just I think they could have been a little bit more bold in their styling. It's just kind of not bad. And this little boomerang thingy here, that is meant, you know, to cool the brakes. I'm not sure exactly if that's a real vent. It doesn't really look like it, but that's just kind of an afterthought. They're like, hey, let's just slap a boomerang on the front 3/4 right there. So overall, I think they could have done a little bit better, but not bad at all. I love the Brembo brakes. These are some really aggressive looking wheels and tires. So as far as styling goes, I think they could have done better. All right, let's take a look at the engine. Now, props to Genesis for not putting, you know, for having the hydraulic lifts on the hood. That is a true sign of a luxury car, not the silly little, you know, tent pop-up that my car has, like a Mazda. But yeah, this is it. This is a 3.3 liter V6, 365 horsepower. That is really a lot for a small car like this. I mean, the BMW M340 has 382, but this car has similar performance. But yeah, just says simply turbo on the engine there. They could have put twin turbo, but I guess they might want to use this for other cars. But yeah, this is it. Now this car will go 0 to 60 in like 4.5 seconds, and it's sort of a wet day here, a little bit rainy. I don't think we'll absolutely get to try that out, but we'll definitely put her through her paces. So yeah, that is the engine of the G70. Not bad. Now before we go inside, let's check out the trunk. Alright, opening up the trunk here. This is the key to the Genesis. Sort of looks like many other keys. Not bad. I like the quality of it. So yeah, if we just hold that, that is nice. Okay, so this is bigger than I thought. Now this will not be as big as its cousin, the Kia Stinger. That car's a hatchback. I mean, I drove a 2-liter Stinger, and that trunk was pretty huge. I mean, that was one of the best parts about that car. Just, you know, have a lot of space. But if you buy a car like this, I think this could be more than adequate. I mean, you're not buying this for the trunk space. I say that in almost every car that I drive. You don't buy the cars for their trunk space, so not bad. Now, do we have a power button to close this? No, we don't. I kind of wish it did, but that's okay. Alright, so let's take a look at the interior. Okay, we're going to the inside of the Genesis G70. Every time I say Genesis, I think of the Sega song, Sega. Alright, anyway, so let's start this up, and it really does not sound bad at all. And a 3.3 liter twin turbo V6, it sounds pretty good, so here we go. Yeah, it does not sound like a 4-cylinder like I'm used to. So in here, the quality is nice, but it also, I'm gonna say, it is sort of like the outside styling in that the quality is nice, but you can tell sort of like the Hyundai Kia design. I mean, this screen is not the biggest screen I've ever seen, but I say that because if you're going up against, I keep saying this, the heavy hitters like BMW, Mercedes, Audi, it would have been nice to just have something a little bit more racy, I guess you say, to match the quality of them. Like the BMW 3 Series, I did not love that car. I liked it a lot, but the interior was awesome. First rate quality, nice materials. Same with Audi and Alfa Romeo Giulia, beautifully crafted interior. You could just see the Italian DNA dripping off of it, but this is nice. Now we've got an 8-speed automatic. You've got nice metal paddles right here. That is a nice touch. That is a luxury sporting car needs that. But yeah, you could see the Hyundai sort of shining through with the dials. It would be nice. There is a nice screen in the middle to go through a couple different things. You know, you have your miles per hour front and center, but not bad. I like the quilted leather. That's sort of like a nice touch there. Plus you've got the stitching. Now here's a nice feature that you don't see very often. There's always controls over there to move the seat up and back, but there's also the controls right here on the other side of the car. It's just a nice feature. I don't know if I've ever even seen that on a car. Nice touch. I mean, if you got something in the way and you don't want to reach the whole way over to the other side, this would be nice just to move the seat up from this side. But yeah, there is lots of silver trim, nice simple gauges. You can put SD card in there for the maps. Navigation is not bad, but it really does. It looks like the Kia Stinger operating system because obviously it is, because they share a bunch of things. But yeah, I'm not going to knock it for quality. It would have just been nice to do something a little bit more risky just to sort of put this out on the map, because I mean, if this is like the third sedan that you've ever made, you want to just get on the map and just as a luxury car. Having said that, it is a nice place to be in here. The stitching is nice. I like the color schemes. Not bad. You know, we've got a couple different drive modes here. Up there it says Eco, Smart, Comfort, Sport. We'll definitely put it in Sport just to see if it stiffens everything up. But yeah, overall not too bad. Yeah, see the gauges just went red when I went into Sport mode. So just to wrap it up just a little bit, I think the quality is here, but I just don't think it's as good as the Germans. Okay, real quick, I just want to see what the back seat is like, and that's a little bit tight. That's about, I don't know, 4 fingers, but we're gonna go on the side of the seat here and move it up a little bit just so we can get an idea of what it is like up here. So let's try it. Now again, I say this many times, you don't buy these cars for their trunk space or their rear seat space. You know, if you're gonna buy a car like this that is close to 50 grand, you're buying it for the driving experience and, you know, the styling. What was that? That was a Nissan Z. So yeah, it is pretty tight back here. You've got a USB port right there, HVAC controls right here. Yeah, I'm not gonna say there's anything bad about this car. I just think they could have been a little bit more bold in their styling, but you know, as a first attempt of a sports sedan that is small like this to go up against, you know, the established cars like the Germans that I keep saying, it could have gone a little bit more risky, but here we are. All right, so let's wrap this up. All right, now just to wrap up this 2020 G70. Now, I always said before, like, I'll be completely honest, if you would ask me if I thought that this car could hang with the Germans, I'm gonna say no. It has the performance, and I haven't driven this car yet. My opinion could completely change once I get it out on the road. It definitely has the performance chops on paper to hang with the Germans, but as far as the quality and the styling go, I think the Germans are better. I mean, the 3 Series has been around since the 70s. A4, C-Class have been around 20, 30 years. This car is just started out in 2019, but the value is there. You've got a 10-year warranty to go with this car. I mean, 365 horsepower. There's a lot to like of this car. I just don't think it can hang with the Germans. What it's got going for it is price and warranty. The other cars have the performance and the styling. I like it a lot. It has the chops, you know, Brembo brakes. It is a nice first effort, but hopefully as they keep going and maybe some of the SUVs come out, they can start honing things a little bit. But I don't think it can hang with the Germans. So let's see if my opinion can change. We're gonna get this car out on the road. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this Genesis G70. You gotta go to Click Lewis, Chevy Buick. I will put their website right here. They've always been super nice to me. I'm gonna be coming back soon to do a couple other more performance cars coming up. So leave me a comment below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Big thank you to Zach and everybody here at Click Lewis. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GemmyD on Cars. You can see the cars that I drive before they get posted to YouTube. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.